Hey guys, I got a pretty cool video for you. Didn't like the way the dummies from the Hercs were working, importing them into the actual, game and then trying to work around the scripts. So what I did here was I just made me a couple of dummies and put them on the feet, and I orientated them by the tool up here, the align tool, and I clicked on pivots, and I aligned the pivots with the pivots of the feet. So I made my own dummies. I went over here to the helpers tab. Right here looks like a tape measure. You go down here to standard, and you'll see a dummy controller right there. Just drop two in, name them anything you want. It's something simple. I named this one Ldummy, and I named this one Rdummy. And if you're using this script in the future, you might want to name yours Ldummy and Rdummy. By then, hopefully, I'll have it where it automatically creates them and binds them to your feet. So it's not hard to create those in script. All you have to do basically is just open up a Mac script. You go to the hammer, and you click on the listener, open listener. And right here, listener, you just type in DUMMY and two brackets like that. And boom, there's a dummy. So it creates a dummy for you. So we can create dummies and resize them by script and put them on the feet. You won't even have to worry about it. But that's not what I'm making this video for. I got a script that actually does all the animation for us. We don't have to do a whole lot to make our own animation. After we get our dummies down, we bind the feet to the dummy. You click the foot, and then you go up here to your IK, and you hit bind. And you just, when you hit bind, it'll ask you to click what you want to bind to, and you just click the dummy. And then you just, then you go over and click the other foot and bind it to this dummy. So binding just means that when you hit apply IK, that the feet are going to follow these dummy controllers and do what they do, okay? So what I got here is a script that I wrote. Basically, it's going to add keys to the feet, add keys to the dummies, and then when I apply the IK, the feet are going to follow the dummies. It's all going to be done by script, and I plan on writing the script to do the whole entire animation process with the rotation and everything. So basically here what we got, it says with animate on, which turns on the animation, for T, which is time, equals down here our time scale 0 to 20, do this. So from 0 to 20, do this. Slider time equals T. So T, which means slider time, is this slide bar down here. So it's turning the animation on. It's telling us that for the slider time from 0 to 20, do this. With animation on, the right dummy, which we just created, the position of it, move forward 8 places on the Y axis, okay? So it's going to move forward 8 places. And then what's going to happen is, same thing here, but instead of moving forward 8 places, it's just going to move up 1 place because you got X, Y, Z. Z is up. And it's the same thing through here. Except from here, from 20 to 40, we're going to move the other dummy object. 40 is the end of the walk sequence in Starsiege. So what's going to happen here, it's going to move 8 places. And also at the bottom, you'll see that the base is going to move 8 places through the entire sequence. So from 0 to 40, the base is going to move with these as they move along. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep the base directly in between these two dummies at all times, okay? And then I've got here, where you can see where it goes up 1 notch. So it isn't foolproof. It isn't foolproof yet, but it's pretty cool. Anytime you're doing a script in 3D Max, you don't have to go back and run the script. You can always just evaluate it. You can click evaluate all, and that will basically run the script in any window. So what I'm doing here now is I want to evaluate this. I want to show you the script. You're going to see keys appear up here. There's a reason I got the track view open. You go to track view, and then you open track view. And this is your keys. This is your animation keys. This is your studio right here. So, what we could really do if we wanted to is just have the base and the left dummy and the right dummy. We don't even need anything right now, just those 3 things. But I got the whole Herc out here just so you can see it. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to run this script. Evaluate all. And you're going to see the Herc move forward a little bit. Okay, now we move forward 40, and that's normal. But if you go up here, you see the left dummy. It's got a key from 0 all the way to 40, and it was only supposed to go from 20, I think. Let me see. So here we got the right dummy, and it was supposed to move 0 to 20, and it did. And so here we got the left dummy, and it was supposed to move from 20 to 40. So what we want to do is grab that left dummy and just pull it up here to 20, where it's supposed to be 20 to 40. And if you move your slider down here forward, look at those dummies move. Look at that. You see those dummies moving right there? Okay, you're like, well, okay, but it doesn't walk. It still looks stupid. So all you got to do is go up here and click on, make sure you click both your dummies, and just hold the control key down. Click both your dummies, and hit apply IK, okay? That's it. Did the same thing you did a while ago, but now watch this. There you go. Pretty good. A pretty good walk sequence. Pretty good pivot, pretty good walk sequence. You know, one thing I could improve on, instead of making it, 8, I would maybe make it 9 or 10, because I don't think that this particular Herc looks like it is stepping far enough out. And I would also have to add some rotation to the feet. So I would have to add another little block of script here, just to add a little rotation to plane it out a little bit. But what I would do too is, and if you decide you think, well, I can just do that myself, I don't have to use a script. Well, you can do that too. You can go over here. Okay, so you know that the first script is going to be from 0 to 20. So drag it to 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See where I'm at 10 right here? Click on the animate button and zoom in to where your foot is. And give it a little bit of a pinch there. Just go up here and click on your rotate button. Okay? We're going to rotate her and see what she does. We don't want to rotate it that way. Nope. We don't want both of them either, just this one. So we want to rotate that probably on a y-axis because it's moving towards y. And nope, that's the wrong way too. Whoop-de-doo. So what we want to do is rotate it on the x-axis. We just want to give it a little bit of a foot forward like that. Give it more realistic foot. So turn off your animate button, turn it off, and then just go back to the beginning, and don't really freak out or anything. Just go ahead and select your dummies again, and hit apply IK again. It's going to do the same thing it did a while ago. See? Now look how your dummy's doing now. Going up, giving a slight tilt. It's moving your foot, and it's coming back down to where it needs to be. So you just kind of gave a little tilt. Do the same thing to this one. Take it to 30. Because it's going to go 40. So drag it back over here with the middle mouse button. We can see our foot right here. And so this right here is our controller for that foot. Go ahead and turn our animate button on. Rotate this one a little bit. And we're going to give it a little bit of that right there. Kind of give it a little bit of this. Then we're going to drag her back. We're going to turn the animate button off, apply IK. So we don't have to do everything in the script. I mean, there's things we can do on our own, just manually, but the script just makes it a lot easier, man. It's just a lot of easy, stuff to it. Got kind of a booger right there at the end, see that? So if you got that, leave it on 40, which is the end. I want to show you a trick, okay? Select the object. You see this object? Okay. Go back to where, so 40 needs to be flat on the ground, okay? So what you need to do is you just go back. And you can copy keys by holding the shift button. So you hit animate, you hold the shift button down. I'm wondering if it will do this or not. I don't know. And it says, are you sure you want to create a key starting from 0 to going to 40? You see that? That's not going to work either. That's just going to do some crazy stuff. So we're going to Control Z that and forget about that for a second. And what we're going to do is we do got a really, really nice movement there with the so I'm going to turn this animate up button off, and I'm going to turn it back on, and I'm going to go back to my rotate button again. We're just going to fix this box back, and it should actually I'm looking right up here at this little thing right here, you see that? And I'm going to Turn this animate button off. Hit apply OK. Select both boxes. It don't matter if you select the legs too. Apply OK. And now as you can see now at the end, my foot is flat and it should pitch and go flat. And it does. See? Looks good. 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, boom. Looks great right there. The other foot on the other hand, not so much so. So, tell you what we're going to do with that. We're just going to go ahead and fix it too. And we're going to go ahead and I moved both of them at the same time. I'm sorry. We're just going to go ahead and pinch this favorite flat too. And I'm looking right up in this view at the top right here. Right here is where I'm looking at. So, turn the animate button off. Always turn your animate button on, okay? And then just apply your IKs. We'll give her a look, see what she looks like. Now you can see at the end, both feet are flat on the ground. That's what we want. Look at that. Don't that look great now? 1, 2. So I wrote this with script, and I did a little fine adjustments on my own. Tell you something else too. You see how this goes right here down into the ground? I don't like that, so I'm gonna click my animate button on, and I'm gonna fix that because I don't like the way that is. I don't like the fact that that's digging into the ground. I find it really, really annoying. The foot should always be flat. Always be flat. And I've noticed that with using some of the shortcuts, like I said, from the other Hercs. So now, as you can see, the foot still goes down a little bit right there. It's not pivoting where it's supposed to pivot, because it's supposed to pivot. Right, see right here. Let's turn the animate off, turn it back on. Every time you do that, it's going to add more keys. This foot, no, it's flat. I must have something wrong with the pivot point there. It's probably not centered correctly or something. And the feet are kind of ganked up anyway. As you can tell, they're not on there very well. This other foot's pretty good though. I mean, you can tell it's pretty balanced. It doesn't really sink through the mesh or anything, so it looks pretty good. Anyway, this is where I'm at with this script, guys. I hope you like it. I'm going to write it so it does all the animation for us. We don't have to screw with this other crap anymore. Okay? All right, man.